I'm Capt. Stanford with Texas Fish Tips. This is your weekly fishing report.
Okay guys, out here on the end of the jetties, South Jetty, inside of the South Jetty, and on the end of the South Jetty, about 30 to 50, 100, even 100 yards out, on top of those rocks, at 15, 20 foot of water, there's been lots and lots of reds. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, sometimes they'll bite, but they're there. They like live mullet. You can use big chunks of cut mullet. You can't use any mullet over 10 inches right now, the way the regulations are, but you can also use cut ladyfish works, cut pin perch works, small pin perch works. But anyhow, there's lots of reds out there. There's some red snapper to be caught. We've caught pompano. We've caught just about everything else out there. If you use shrimp, you're probably going to catch hard heads and maybe some little mangrove snapper. Over on the end of the old phenodocks, the phenodocks are torn out. There is some pipe sticking up, and be careful because there is some sticking up just under the water and you can't see them, and they're not marked. So be real careful. But anywhere along this whole bank, right down through here, we've been catching some nice redfish. Freeline shrimp throwing way up on the rocks has been working real good early in the morning. Also catch some nice trout, some big mangroves mixed in there. Use live mullet, live finger mullet. We'll be catching a lot more good reds than your slot reds and some oversized reds, some of them up to 45 inches. If you use cut ladyfish, if you catch one of them, drop it down. Been catching some nice bull reds in there on it, all the way down to 35, 40 foot of water in there with a little heavier weight. Incoming tide early in the morning seems to work the best, but we've caught on the afternoon bite, outgoing tide in there as well, so it doesn't really seem to matter. Just whenever you get in there, go check it, see if there's any fish in there, and be courteous to anybody else in there. There's a lot of boats been hanging in there, but be careful. Over on the Klondikes, right down through here, any of these little islands down through here, we've been catching nice redfish. Cut mullet's been working the best. Live finger mullet works. You can also drift through here the popping cork and shrimp or your artificials, like a popping cork and a Berkeley gulp works pretty good too. Drift through there with your gold spoon, 1/4 ounce or 1/2 ounce. Johnson's weedless, the gold color, seems to work pretty good. But if you go down through Klondike Islands, down through here, anywhere's down through here, a little bit of sand out there, you can see the lighter pockets. Throw you some mullet out there, or cut ladyfish if you got it. Cut pin perch or even small whole pin perch. They all been working. Some works better than others. If you don't catch that, move around to the next one. Just keep on working these whole islands down through there. But also, if you'll get out here and go through island number 4, and right here in the front of it, or island number 3, anywhere along these mangroves, along the edges. Island number 2, anywhere in here. Island number 1, they've all been holding redfish. They're scattered through here, but they're all down through here. Cut mullet's been working really well. Also, these little islands right down through here has been holding a lot of redfish all down through here. This high water we've been having right behind these mangroves, all the way back down through here, all down through has been working really good for redfish. Any of these mangroves been working, okay? Back here in Estes Cove, way back up here in Trout Bayou, been holding some nice redfish all up and down through here. Just any of these mangroves has been working. Also, if you'll get you some shrimp and throw it on the bottom right here in Trout Bayou, this little deep cut right down through here, been holding some black drum in there. There's a few small redfish in there. You'll have to wade through a bunch of them, but there is some keeper reds mixed in there. Also, if you get back here in these mangroves back here and throw your cut bait in the pocket holes, there's been some nice reds back there. We've been having some really beautiful mornings, that north wind blowing. There's a rig right here we've been doing really good on some trout, nice sand trout, even a few sharks back here. Any of these rigs that are scattered all down through here, go way back here in Corpus Christi Bay, but any of those wells all down through here, we've been catching some trout. Live finger mullet seems to work the best. We're catching some pretty decent trout. We're catching a lot of sand trout. If you throw shrimp, you catch a lot of perch, and you will get a lot of sand trout mixed in there and some mangroves. But we've been catching some nice sharks. We had up to 4 foot the other day. We're catching 8 and 10 sharks some days, just shark after shark after shark. Some of them's nice spinners, some of them's black tips, some of them's Atlantic sharp nose. You just have to pick through them and see which one's the legal limit. If you don't know, throw him back. That's all there is to it.
Watching, I'm Capt. Stanford.